season as Illinois head coach. Led the Illini to the Elite Eight last season, and just like that, college basketball underway. Yakuchonis with it up top, passes it off to Boswell, back to KJ. Boswell with it. Yakuchonis from deep, planks off the iron, rebounded by Bolis. Taking it up the floor is Nikyle Shelton, the player to watch on the OVC watch list. Artis Stapleton with it now. Finds Jacoby. Back to Shelton now. Illinois defense holding strong so far. Shelton with a jumper, good.
That's a good shot.
The confidence there to take the shot from the mid-range. And Genesis, that's a move we see you do all the time.
Yeah, he really made sure that he got to his spot.
Trey White with the shooting foul. He's gonna head to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, the Panthers are really showing their athleticism with the way they're guarding. You see on ball screens, they do like a heavy, like kind of small trap in a way. Like a really hard hedge, I would say. So let's see how the Illini combat that.
White gets the first one. Genesis, Trey White, a player who has been to 3 colleges in 3 seasons, but when we talked to Underwood earlier today, he told us it doesn't matter where he got his experience. It just matters that he has it, and he does have it.
Yeah, experience is so important, especially when you have a lot of newcomers and a lot of young guys. You need that experience in the locker room and that leadership on the court.
Panthers back at it on their own end. Bolis with it up against Ivisic. The hook shot, good. Eastern Illinois up 4-2 here at the State Farm Center. Here's Trey White again. Back to Yakuchonis, pump fakes into the paint, finds Ivisic. Ivisic the board, good off the glass.
That's a great pass.
Ivisic, a player Alec will talk to us about later on in this broadcast, but big story, here he is right on cue with the steal. Finds Kasparas Yakuchonis, and diving play into the stands. It'll be Panthers ball.
Yeah, that's good activity from your big man. He might need to just hold that ball for a second and get to a guard real quick. That's very good activity.
Jacoby inbounds to Stapleton. Stapleton, a guy who's been all over the place in his career. Out of Kenwood High School in Chicago, Illinois. He goes the mid-range jumper, and he connects. He's headed to the line.
That's a great read. They saw they were showing low and gonna have those jumpers all day if they play that coverage.
So Stapleton heads to the line now. Grad student in his 6th year of college basketball. He spent 2 seasons at Lewis, then a season at Radford. He was an All-American at D2 Lincoln, then spent last year at Missouri, Kansas City. Now here he is playing just about 40 minutes from Champaign, Illinois. Here's Humrickhouse with it now. Trey White baseline, finds Boswell. The ball movement, Humrickhouse from deep. Unable to connect. Here's the board, Ivisic, and gonna call a foul on that one.
That's great ball. He sacrificed a good shot for a great shot. Even though he missed it, that was the right play.
See here the activity from Ivisic in the paint. Able to corral it, gets fouled on the way back up, the refs say. So he's at the line now. Panthers up 6-4. And one of the things Ivisic did so well in his last season with SC Derby in Montenegro was free throw shooting after he clanks the first one off the iron, but an 87% free throw shooter overseas. Sinks the second one.
I like to see if Illini kind of stay in that drop coverage on the screens.
Stapleton on Ivisic. Ivisic with the block. Stapleton still gets it up off the glass. They're going to say that's Panthers ball. And Genesis, you saw there, the Illini still playing in that drop coverage.
Yeah, I want to see how the Panthers guards will continue to attack that big or even pull up for their short jumpers.
We've seen them connect on a couple mid-range jumpers so far. Here's another one. Jacoby off the iron, corralled by Ivisic. Boswell with it now, trying to push the pace. Finds Yakuchonis. He finds Boswell. Boswell into the corner. Humrickhouse. Good.
3 points. Illinois. Humrickhouse.
And that's what he brings to the team. I mean, he's an elite three-point shooter at every level that he's been at. So I'm looking forward to see how he brings that to the lineup this year.
Humrickhouse, another player with such a great story. Yakuchonis out there guarding Stapleton. Stapleton with mid-range fader. Boswell corrals it. Boswell, another one of the transfers, one of the 5 transfers for Illinois. Here's Ivisic from deep, rattles out. Zion Fruster with it, passes it off to Stapleton, then Bolis. Bolis with the screen. Here's another mid-range jumper from the Panthers, and they connect on that one. Genesis, they are on fire from the mid-range.
Yeah, they are really prepared for that low coverage. Once they're going to stay in it.
Yakuchonis, no look pass to Ivisic, back out to Boswell. Boswell driving, foul. What a no-look pass there from KJ.
Yeah, I love the way that he's playing right now. I mean, he seems so comfortable out there to be a freshman. You can tell that he's way above his years.
Kasparas Yakuchonis, only 18 years old, averaged 19.2 points per game for FC Barcelona's second team last season. Boswell sinks his first.
Checking in for the Panthers, number 22, Sekou Kule. In for Illinois,
So now the tallest player for the Panthers in the
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Yakuchonis. White with it now, finds Ivisic. Ivisic finds Kasparas, good. Off the glass for 2.
That's very good patience by the big man. Held it for 2 counts, seen the cutter, and hit on. Perfect pass.
Stapleton back in the game for EIU. Player that Coach Simmons said is incredibly strong and athletic, even for a guard. Fruster with it, screen set by Calais. Fruster, baby hook shot, no good.
I like that the Illini are switching very aggressively. I feel like that's giving the guards problems when they switch out aggressive like that.
Kasparas Yakuchonis whips it to Trey White. Little strong, corralled by Ivisic. He puts it up. They're going to call a foul.
I'm impressed with his passing. I mean, the way that he was dipping that ball across court, you can tell his eyes are staying up. I'm very impressed as a freshman.
Yeah, we've already seen a whip across the court. We've seen a no-look pass. What else?
Right.
It's like he's checking off bingo boxes right now.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely confident out there. As a freshman, to be so confident, that's really a good perk.
So Ivisic at the line now. Since the first of 2, Gibbs Longhorn checks out of the game for Kylan Boswell. So Illinois starters back out there on the floor. Ivisic 2 for 2 on that trip. Like we said earlier, he spent 3 seasons with SC Derby in the Adriatic League overseas. Huge news, literally huge news for Illinois Thursday that they get him back this season. Bolis in the paint, Ivisic defending. They are going to say it stays on this end, a foul on Ivisic.
You know, I'm really impressed with Kylan's on-ball defense. I mean, the way that he is harassing the guards, I mean, even at the half-court line, you can tell he's really causing some problems with just one-on-one defense.
Pardon me, that foul away from the ball there. They're saying that foul is going to be on Kylan Boswell.
At the line. 2 shots.
Maybe got a little too handsy right there.
Take a look at Bolis's stats from last season. despite not playing all too much, still able to average 3.3 rebounds. He played a lot in his freshman season at EIU. The past 2 seasons after that good freshman year, he hasn't played all that much. Looks like he's going to have an increased role here from Artie Simmons this season.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Simmons talked so highly of him. He said, you know, his stats are just showing the impact that he has on the floor. He's as a leader, as a hard worker. So, yeah, he's definitely a group player for sure.
And with those 2 misses, I feel like I'm obligated to say why the Illinois fans here were just cheering. You miss 2 free throws as an opponent, everybody at the game gets free McNuggets.
Of course, McDonald's is going to be on fire this evening.
So another trip to the line here. You take a look at the foul, and they appear to be doubling Ivasic in the paint.
Yeah, I think they're doubling those corners as well. They're really being aggressive when they get it on the sideline of the corners.
Do you think that's maybe a reason why this game only is being decided by 6 points right now?
I do believe so. They're trying to, I feel like they're trying to keep the Illini off guard, so sending multiple coverages, doing different things on ball screens, and just trying to keep them off guard.
First one connects for the 7'1", 255-pound, technically sophomore now, after he forgoes his first season of college eligibility, part of the deal with the NCAA to get him playing at the start of the season. Illini up by 8 here, just over 10 minutes left in the first. Stapleton steps back. Got it.
So it looks like they're switching 1 through 4, but with the 5 player, they're showing low, and that's how he got to his mid-range.
Kasparis with a reverse and one. What a play by the freshman.
We love to see that energy from a freshman. Just hypes up the crowd, hypes up the team. Those could be those moments that really propel them and make them go on a good run.
Take a look here at the play. What a nifty maneuver there in the paint.
In for the Panthers, number 9. In for Illinois, number 0.
A lot of other broadcasters, scouts, and whatnot talk about Kasparis Yakuchonis. A word you hear thrown around a lot is silky. He can maneuver through those lanes, and he showed he can there.
I can definitely see that with his height. I mean, the way that he's so crafty around the rim, comfortable. I feel like that's a really good trait to have at his height.
6'6", freshman guard. The ball out of bounds off Kerry Booth, who's in the game now. Booth, a 6'10" transfer from Notre Dame. He switches onto the ball handler, Stapleton. Now Johnson on him, a floater. And that's a nice play there from Stapleton, a player who's looked really good thus far for the Panthers.
Yeah, they're really getting them with that high ball screen, especially with the 5 players, since they know they're showing low and they get into that mid-range every time.
Do you think Illinois is going to continue with that drop-back coverage?
I'm not sure. I mean, if they keep on exposing it, they might have to switch it up.
KJ now in the paint, maneuvers, foul.
Foul on Eastern, number 2.
Yakuchonis heading back to the line.
Team's 9th.
His second time heading to the line in the past 2 trips down the court for Illinois.
Shooting 2.
You know, one thing that Brad's talked about is how much that he draws fouls. And I'm starting to see that even in this first half, how many fouls that he have drawn already.
After missing his first, he connects with that one. And Genesis, I was a little shocked he missed that first one, because you take a look at his stats last season with FC Barcelona, he was an 88% free throw shooter.
Yeah, I'm looking at that, averaging 19 points, but he's on pace to have a 50, 40, 90 percentage, which is very effective as a scorer. So I like to see him bring that effectiveness to the team this year.
So inbound now to Isaiah Griffin, one of those transfers for Eastern Illinois. Here's Frooster. Screen
again.
And Frooster connects from 3-point range. It feels like EIU can't miss.
Yeah, that high ball screen is really getting them with the 5 player.
Boswell finds Johnson. Kasparis now with it. He finds Booth in the corner. Little strong there. Rebound by Bolis. Panthers trying to push the pace here.
Let's see if they go back to it.
And there it is, the ball screen there. Brewster with it, finding Bolis in the paint, up against Illinois' big man Johnson. Air ball, corralled here by Curtis. Curtis, baseline drive, trying to get it up. No good, tap in by Jacoby.
See, that's a broken pay that the line I have to get on that.
Jacoby showcasing his scoring and rebounding prowess on that one play. Kasparis beyond the three-point line, gets fouled.
Another foul drawn.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Ivisic handing off to Riley. Riley surveying his options. Trey White cross court, back to Ivisic in the paint. Ivisic trying to pass out of it. He does to White. White ball fakes to Boswell, finding DGL in the post. No good. Rebound nearly corralled by Trey Gibbs-Lawhorn, and it pops out into the hands of Olafioye. Gibbs-Lawhorn defending. Shelton pump fakes, finds Calais for the two.
I think another interesting stat is the Panthers' record last year. When they are trailing at halftime, they are 1-14. But when they are leading at halftime, they are 12-2. So I like to see how that stat kind of plays a role with them this year.
Gibbs-Lawhorn again. He got it again.
He's on fire right now.
And Genesis with the way Trey Gibbs has been shooting, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a heat check soon from the talented sophomore. He's got 16 in the first half.
Definitely. I mean, everyone knows on his defense, but he has really shown his offensive ability today in this game.
Nice pump fake there from Shelton. He's just been automatic inside the three-point arc.
That was a really poised play. For sure, they needed that bucket.
Boswell. Here's Ivisic. His turn. No good. White the rebound, puts it back up. And I'm going to say jump ball there. The possession arrow in favor of Eastern Illinois.
I mean, they have some really good non-conference teams that I'm just excited to see how they do. I think they'll do very well this year.
Certainly a young and energetic group. We've mentioned time and time again that they only have one returning scholarship player now with Trey Gibbs-Lawhorn after the redshirt of Ty Rogers. If you're just tuning in alongside Genesis Bryant, I am Peter Hansen here on Big Ten Plus. Yakuchonis with it now, surveying his options, finds Riley in the corner. Can he get it to fall? No. Johnson with the rebound, though. He's trying to put his moves on. Bolis rattles out. Rebound, Jacoby.
That was a strong play. Just had to finish that.
Maybe some more freshman growing pains there. We've mentioned those for Will Riley, and they're bound to happen. Here's Yakuchonis, player who's looked so impressive thus far, finds DGL for the two.
He has great court vision as a freshman. That is the play that they needed. They're up 16 now with a minute left in the first half.
Now, Genesis, correct me if I'm wrong, but that feels like an NBA caliber pass.
Definitely. I mean, the way that he zipped that pass, he has so much strength as a freshman as well.
Blocked by Johnson on the baseline, kept in by Yakuchonis. He's getting it done on all ends of the floor. Johnson setting the screen, and we call a moving screen on that. Genesis, you agree with that call?
I mean, it could have went both ways. He should have waited just a little bit longer, but it definitely could have went both ways.
21, whereas Johnson Jr. hits first.
We often hear about giving the defender their step, right? And I'm not sure if he gave him that one right there. You take a look, Genesis. What'd you see?
Yeah, he was a little too soon. That screen looked like it hurt, too.
Merez Johnson,
also in for the Illini, number 22, Trey White.
255 pounds as a freshman. Helped USA win the FIBA U18 AmeriCup in Argentina. In high school, he averaged 20 points per game and 15 rebounds per game. Back to the action here in Champaign. Just under 40 seconds left. Jacoby with a three-point attempt, and he rattles it out.
They got lucky on that possession. That was a miscommunication, but luckily they didn't hit the shot. Look how low he is on defense right now.
It's number 4, Isaiah Griffin, and another offensive foul. I'm going to say a push-off there, and KJ visibly frustrated. 13 seconds left here at the State Farm Center. It's Isaiah Griffin with the ball. He takes a strong drive, gets fouled on the way up. So with 7 seconds left here in the first, Isaiah Griffin gets fouled, and he looks to be in some pain.
Yeah, that was a hard hit.
Take a look here. Just takes a hard fall on the ground.
Foul on the line at number 4, Kylan Boswell, his second.
Good to see him back up.
Team's ninth.
Yeah, that was a pretty awkward fall, but I like his aggressiveness, how he just attacked the hip and got to his right hand down the basket.
So Isaiah Griffin stays in to take these free throws.
2 shots.
Certainly a good thing for head coach Marty Simmons, one of the better players for his team.
Summing in for the Panthers, number 9, Obadiah Curtis, number 11, Malik Olafi.
I would like to see what the Illini do in these last 7 seconds. They can get a good bucket, be able to push that lead even further going to halftime. That would give a lot of momentum.
And it certainly feels like they've built up a lot of momentum in the past 10, 12 or so minutes here at the State Farm Center. They currently have a 16-point lead, make it 15-point lead here. With just 5 seconds left here in the first half, Kylan Boswell finding Jake Davis, who takes a three, trying to draw some contact, doesn't get it to fall.
He addressed the front court quite a bit over the course of those huddles in the first half and in halftime. Just a matter of crashing the glass. He's pleased with the effort, but he wants to see more from his guys.
Great stuff, as always, Alec. And Ivisic gets things started here in the second half. He adds to his total tonight. He has 13. Just a rebound away from a double-double. He's got 13 and 9, almost got it. See who they give that one to. Cross-court pass to Kylan Boswell.
He wasn't ready for that one.
Turnover there. Here's Jacoby trying to push the pace for the Panthers. Here's Bolis. Hands it off to Stapleton. Baseline drive. And intercepted there by Boswell. Boswell looking up the court. Here's KJ, finds Humrickhouse. Humrickhouse in the paint, off the glass and in for 2.
This has became a 20-point lead just that quickly with 1 minute into the second half.
The 55-35 here in Champaign. College hoops opening day. Stapleton with a mid-range jumper. The bank's open.
RT Stapleton.
Gotta take them when you can get them.
Sure, if it was practice, you would have heard a whole bunch of his teammates saying he didn't call it, but it's a game, so it doesn't matter. Here's KJ with it. Handed off by Ivisic. Back out to Tomislav. Can he get it to go? No. Stapleton with the rebound. Driving into the paint. Nice move. Couldn't kiss it off the glass. Humrickhouse in transition. Intercepted there. Frooster with his eyes up court. Pass to Stapleton. Foul. No good. He's headed to the line.
That was a very smart play. If he would have stayed on that left side, Tommy would have definitely sent that to the bleachers.
And Artis Stapleton a little slow to get up there. Let's take a look at this play. Nice hands from Frooster. Just a hard fall on the ground there for Artis Stapleton, the 6th year in college hoops for him. Lucky bounce there. We mentioned earlier I mean, he is the definition of a journeyman. Played for 3 different schools at the D2 level, 4 years, and spent his 5th year at Kansas City before getting injured and getting his last chance here at Eastern Illinois. Yakuchonis with it now. Whip pass out to Humbrickhouse. Too strong. Boswell taps it around into the arms of Bolis. Bolis finds Stapleton, surveying his options. Boswell defending. Artis with it now. Pump fake. And yep, pretty obvious travel.
Played some of these
Illinois basketball. ILL.
The first sub of this second half in for Illinois, Carey Booth, comes in for Ben Humbrickhouse. Booth comes from quite the athletic family, Genesis. His sister, Carter, All-American volleyball player at Wisconsin. His dad, Calvin, is the current GM of the Denver Nuggets, has a NBA ring as an executive. Here's White in the paint. Pump fake, trying to drop contact, he does. And mentioned his dad, Calvin Booth, GM of the Nuggets. Carey Booth's dad, Calvin, all-time blocks leader at Penn State as well. He enjoyed a 10-year career in the NBA, so really talented family the Booths are.
Definitely. And when you come from a family of athletes, it's a no-brainer. You have to be one as well. So he's definitely up there.
Destined for basketball, and Trey White sinks the first of 2 at the line. Carey Booth, transfer from Notre Dame. Trey White, a transfer from Louisville, spent the season at USC prior to that. You see his stats right there. Tonight, 3 points, 4 rebounds for one of the starting 5 for the team in orange. Shelton with it now. Screen set, he drives into the paint, pops it out. Stapleton pump fakes back to Shelton in the corner. Too short, corralled here, blocked. Booth with the block, he blocks Calais.
It looks like Tommy is down right now.
And that is not good for Illinois. Tomislav Ivasic injured on the other end.
That's definitely not a good sight for Illini.
Let's see the replay. Do we see what happened to him? We do not. Walking off with the assistance of teammates Yakuchonis and Boswell. Brad Underwood there.
It's definitely a good sign, though, if he's walking off the court.
Subbing in for the Illini, number 21.
You can hear a pin drop in the State Farm Center right now, as Ivasic makes his way to the locker room. Play resumes. Carey Booth in the corner, he sinks it. Carey Booth, the player we've mentioned a lot in the past few minutes. Last season, nearly 50% of his made shots were from behind the arc. We're certainly going to try and update you about Tomislav Ivasic as we
22, Trey White, his second team
find things out. Just an unfortunate sight here. Play resumes. Brewster with it, top of the key. Finds Jacoby. Jacoby handoff to Shelton. Little circle offense here. Back out to Jacoby. Mishandles it. Boswell relentless on defense. The crowd begging for an offensive foul. They call one, but it's on Kylan Boswell. Brad Underwood absolutely livid.
Yeah, this crowd does not like that one at all. They might have got away with one. This also is the atmosphere that the head coach talked about, that this is a hard place to play in. I mean, it's packed out, it's sold out. The fans are brutal, and it's really a hard environment to come and play in.
And when we asked Marty Simmons about scheduling games here at Illinois 3 seasons in a row to kick things off, he said there's a lot of goodwill between these two programs. He knows a lot of EIU fans are also Illinois fans. Perez Johnson in the paint, gets it off the glass.
Johnson Jr.
And right now, we're going to send it to Alec on the status of Tomislav Ivasic.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
In their collegiate debuts.
Definitely so much balanced attack today.
There's Riley right on cue with the rebound. He was named to the Karl Malone Power Forwards to Watch list for the season.
Well, the Panthers, number 9.
He heads to the line now.
His third. Team 7. In for the
And look
lineup,
at the
number
free
3,
throw
Ben
disparity here at the State Farm Center tonight. EIU only making 6 of their 14
Will
attempts.
Riley at the line,
Illinois
shooting
been lucky
1-1.
enough to have 34.
That's all because they have been aggressive, they have been attacking, and they have really just got to the line.
Riley makes the first up to 15 points now. Illinois' 2 leading scorers, both off the bench. Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn and Will Riley.
That is a great sign when you have leading scorers that's not in your starting 5. That just shows they have so much depth and so much explosion off the bench.
A great sign for Illinois as well that they have a center in Ivasic who can corral 12 boards before there's even 8 minutes left in the game. Stapleton, nice move on Riley. Smartly passes it out. Shot taken, a foul there. And Isaiah Griffin headed to the line.
Yeah, Griffin's definitely an explosive player. I mean, the way that he's getting to the rim and drawing these fouls, it's very impressive for his size.
He's a player that we saw got a little shaken up in addition to Artis Stapleton earlier in this contest. Certainly a good sign that both of them are back out there as well.
Shooting 2.
So here's Griffin at the free throw line. Griffin, another one of those talented players in high school, and last season averaged 7.7 points. But in high school went to Sunrise Christian in Kansas. That one rattles out. He led his team to the National Prep Championship senior year, averaging 12 points a game. Now here he is, it's a sophomore.
Foul the Panthers,
For the
number 4,
Panthers,
Isaiah Griffin.
and right on
His
cue,
second.
there's a foul
Team
from
8.
Isaiah Griffin. So the announcers jinx strikes for, I believe, the first time tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he was just trying to battle. I mean, that was a hard battle, and they called the foul on him.
Shooting 1-1.
So the 7'1"
Into the line at number
center
15,
who we
Jake
saw
Davis.
go down earlier in this contest at the line now with the chance to score his 14th point of the game. Jake Davis checks into the game now for Illinois. And Ivasic makes it look
Into the
easy
Panthers, number
at the
23,
free throw line.
Ronaldo Leafs, and number 3 to Kyle Shelton.
We mentioned earlier this broadcast how Ivasic was cleared Thursday to play in this contest. Such big news literally for Illinois, and certainly lucky to have him. But that eligibility issue we saw with his brother Zvonimir last year at Kentucky, now at Arkansas, he had to start playing midway through the season. So in order to get Tomislav playing at the start of this season, he had to forego 1 year of collegiate eligibility, make a donation to a charity.
Shooting 1-1.
And here he is now playing, making his collegiate debut after 3 years playing abroad in the Adriatic League. Rebound by Davis, the sharpshooter transfer from Mercer. The first time we've seen any of him tonight. Yakuchonis, nice find to Boswell. Humrick House from deep, way too strong on that attempt. Obadiah Curtis corrals it, pushing the pace. He's going to take it himself. Nice bucket there from Curtis.
See, the Panthers are their best in their transition. They're getting clean rebounds as well.
Yakuchonis, nice find out to Ivisic. Little short on that attempt. Almost got the rebound, but it's picked up by Shelton. A little contact there, no call, but doesn't matter. He gets it to go. Nice bucket through contact there. In the corner, Big Ben, got it.
3 points, Illinois. Ben Humphrey.
AJ is just an elite passer. I know we keep saying that over and over, but his vision as a freshman, as an 18-year-old, is impressive.
Now 6 assists on the day for Yakuchonis. He's got 4 boards and 11 points to go along with it. Certainly a promising sign for a player who a lot of people expect to be Illinois' big star this season. Boswell finding Davis, who gets to the basket, and it's just off the iron. Curtis now pushing the pace. We've got a bit of a tennis match back and forth here in Champaign, corralled by Ivisic. Boswell now. Davis in the corner, no good. Illinois up 90-59 with under 7 minutes left here in the second half. Certainly a good result thus far for Underwood and company.
Timeout on the floor.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
At 7 boards, and listen to this crowd echo his name. As a freshman, the Orange Crush here in Champaign, chanting Will Riley's name.
He's already becoming a fan favorite in the State Farm Arena.
And Underwood keeping him in the game, letting him have his moment. Kerry Booth with the rebound, a missed free throw there from Obadiah Curtis.
Oh, look at this crowd. They're ready for another Will Riley score.
And we nearly saw one. They're going to say that's a blocking foul on the floor.
Foul on the Panthers, number 4, Isaiah Griffin.
Illinois in the bonus, so Riley the chance to get his 32nd point of the night if he connects on these 2 free throws.
Will Riley at the line, shooting 2.
.31 rattles out. Riley remains at 30 on the night. There's 31 for Will Riley. Riley gets the victory lap. Listen to this crowd.
Oh, wow. Standing ovation for the freshman. He's going to be really fun to watch this year.
Brad Underwood said he liked the spark Will Riley provides off the bench. You wonder if after this performance he remains as a spark off the bench, or if Riley gets promoted to the starting lineup.
That'll be very interesting.
AJ Red gets his 5th career point. Like we said earlier, team manager turned walk-on and a crowd favorite here at the State Farm Center. Obadiah Curtis, step back, no good. Just under 2 minutes left here. The Illini 109, Eastern 65. Here's Booth to Kutcher, back to Booth. Deep 3, got it!
3 points, Illinois, Kerry Booth.
Kerry Booth now 6 points on this evening, 5 rebounds. Genesis Illinois' depth in the front court has been impressive.
Definitely. I mean, both sides of the ball, the way they're defending, the way they're active, their intensity on defense and offense. I mean, it's just like night and day.
Here's Red taking the ball up the court. Just under a minute and a half left to go here in Champaign. Booth now, why not give it another go? Off the board, rebounded by Perez, taken away by Curtis. And the attempt no good, a hard fall there from Isaiah Griffin. He's had a couple of those tonight, and he's slow to get up. Just not what you want to see here in the late minutes of this one.
Definitely. I mean, the way that he attacks the basket, I mean, he sacrifices his body when he gets in the air that high. You just love to see him keep getting up after those hard balls.
So he's headed to the free throw line.
Isaiah Griffin at the line, shooting 2.
112 points for Illinois. 1:12 left to go. Crowd on its feet. Griffin sinks the second one. Red finds Kutcher. Here's Keaton Kutcher, takes a step back three. No good off the back iron. And hear the oohs and ahs coming from his bench. His Illini teammates wanted him to make that one. So wonder,
even to see the bench so engaged still with 56 seconds left in the second half. 112 to 66. They're still on their feet. They're still cheering for their teammates. I mean, you just love to see that.
Shooting 2.
Here's Carson Pro at the line. Misses the first one. Gets the bounce. 67 now on the night for Marty Simmons and his Eastern Illinois Panthers team. A.J. Red making the moves on Griffin. Kutcher now with it. Pump fakes. No good again. Nice spin move there, rejected. Johnson.
Said not today.
And a heck of a block there from Merez Johnson. Griffin now with it, under 30 seconds left in this one. Curtis throws up a three. And Illinois can hold if they want to.
Uh-oh.
And they're going to.
Okay, there we go.
Crowd on its feet. Illinois wins this one 112 to 67. And the handshakes ensue here in Champaign. Genesis, a lot of bright spots in that game for Illinois. I think two of the biggest ones, Tommy Slav, Ivasic, and obviously Will Riley.